August TBR. I'm so excited to show you guys. This is the last of our summer books. This is not every summer book I own. Of course, I'm going to be doing random readathons. I still have this month of July to finish up, but I figured I'd just show you guys now to read in August just because, hello, summer. I can't believe it's gone by this fast. But if you guys have not already subscribed to me, make sure you guys do. I'm still so new to this book community on here on YouTube, so if you guys could please leave comments, like the video, I always appreciate it. Make sure you guys subscribe. I post always the short form content always on my Instagram and my TikTok. So without further ado, let's just get through this giant stack. I believe there's like almost 15 books in here. So just like in my book buying video, we're going to be reading One Last Summer by Kate Spencer. This looks so cute and I'm so excited to read this. It says, Clara Millen's life is spiraling out of control. Her dream job is a nightmare. She's resounding single, and it's been years since she's taken some time off. Thankfully, the last problem she can fix. This year, she'll join her friends on vacation to their beloved childhood sleepover camp for how much needed escape. So good, actually. But when Clara arrives, she faces yet another challenge, a reunion with her old camp nemesis and constant competitor Mac, who still is just as annoying and annoyingly handsome. But since the campfires aren't all that throwing off sparks, one wildly passionate night turns into two, then too many to count. Clara begins to wonder if she and Matt could have a future together. But when Clara's boss finally offers her everything she's worked hard for, Clara will need to decide if her life is always she wanted. Clara will need to.
If you can cut this.
Dude, fucking restart your computer, dude.
Clara will need to decide if the life she's always wanted is the life that always made her feel truly alive. Gives me such Parent Trap vibes without the parent situation. I love things about summer camp. I don't know if you guys actually ever did go to summer camp. I believe I did some kind of summer camp when I was younger, but like it still was like in my hometown. It was just like an after school kind of thing or like a summer program for a few hours. Look at the cover. I mean, come on. This is so adorable.
Yo, come on, man. I can't have shit.
And just like also in our book buying video, we are going to be reading Nora Goes Off Script by Annabelle Monaghan. This book seems so adorable. I hear so many good things about this. And you know what? Might as well try it. You know, it's the end of summer almost, which is so insane to me. I feel like summer just came and went. I am going to be going on vacation in Mexico, so I'll definitely probably end up bringing this, or if I haven't already read it. If you guys don't know this book already, it's called Nora Goes Off Script. And it says, romance channel screenwriter Nora Hamilton knows the formula for love better than anyone. But when her too good to work husband leaves her and their two kids, Nora turns her marriage...
My cameo.
Did that hurt your hair?
Down. That reboot your f***ing system.
Nora turns her marriage's collapse into the best script of her life. When it's picked up at the big screen, set to film at her home with former sexist man alive, Leo Vance, cast as her ex-husband, Nora's life will never be the same. After shooting wraps, Nora finds Leo on her porch with a half-empty bottle of tequila and a proposition. He'll pay $1,000 a day to stay away for a week. She could use the money, but it's the need in the eyes that make her say yes. 7 days, it's the blink of an eye and an eternity depending on how you look at it. Enough time to fall in love. Enough time to break your heart. I'm telling you, this looks so freaking good. Some people have read this and it's like an older book, but this just seems so cute. I'm actually genuinely so excited, especially like with all these summer reads. I feel like this year it's been popping off and all of these covers are so freaking cute. I believe is also on my TBR, which is Summer Romance. This one also seems so cute. I do a lot of 24-hour readathons, so we'll probably show you guys on that. We have Summer Romance, and this one says, Allie Morris is a professional organizer whose own life is a mess. Her mom died 2 years ago, then her husband left, and then she hasn't worn pants with a zipper in longer than she cares to remember. Surprising Allie when the first time she takes off her wedding ring and puts on pants with hardware, overalls count, right? She meets someone, or rather her dog claims a man for her by peeing on him. Ethan smiles at Allie like her pants are just right, like he's like what he sees. He looks at her like she's a younger, braver version of herself. The thing newly single mom Allie needs is to make her life messier. But there's no harm in a little summer romance. Hello! I don't know if anyone has read this yet, but this seems so freaking cute. It makes me want to read it already. There's just something about summer romances, small town, just very cutesy, romance. I've been so into that. You guys know I love my big hockey romances. I love my big giant like series, but there's something just about like these little ones I'm just so excited to dive into. Like, of course I like to read and like spend time enjoying the stories, but there's just something about when you knock out a few of these little ones, it just makes you feel like I can finally have my TBR a little bit of a break. Again, speaking of ambitious read, everyone has been obsessed with this. It is Till Summer Do Us Part by Megan Quinn. I know she does like a lot of that Bridesmaid series. And this one, again, hello. This one says, I got what I wanted. I became buddy-buddy with my boss in an instant. The cost will be hefty. Finding a husband by tomorrow. Scotty Price just started a new job and it's real sausage fest.
I knew you was lying. I knew you was lying, man.
She's the only woman on a team filled with Brads and Chads.
What's up, dude? I played lacrosse in high school. You know, I'm in a frat.
Expecting a bachelor pad atmosphere, she is quickly corrected when she finds out everyone is happily married. Oh God. To impress her boss, Scotty mentions her non-existent husband in a company meeting, but eagle-eyed Chad points out her lack of wedding ring. Panicked, Scotty creates a story about her unhappy marriage. Unfortunately for Scotty, her boss has a solution. A one-on-one session with the best marriage counselor in the Northeast, who happens to be her boss's husband.
And
With no way out of her lie, Scotty agrees to see him. Frantic, she calls in help from her best friend who sets her up with his brother, an improv-obsessed millionaire. Enter Wilder Wells, more than happy to take on the job. He teaches Scotty the main rule of improv. Always say yes. But then the rule backfires during the session when Wilder signs them up for an 8-day summer marriage camp with all of Scotty's coworkers. Well, she'll have to share a cabin with her way too handsome fake husband. I think I kind of want to read this right now. Again, you've done it again. Megan Quinn, this seems so, I just want to eat this up. If this doesn't become a movie at some point, TV series, this seems so fun. I don't know what it is about you guys, but I am not in a book slump. I feel like lately I was for like quite a while. From like last year, I was in like a huge book slump. But right now, I've just been so obsessed with this. So that is what we have. And I'm just genuinely, oh, love it. Next up, we have Change of Heart by Fallon Ballard. I have read almost every single one of her books, and they're just so cute. I love, little cutesy small town romances, something quick, easy, not a ton of drama, but just enough spice. So this one, I cannot wait. It says, a workaholic must strive for the one goal she never wanted. Well, Campbell Andrews despises exactly 3 things in life: incompetence, tardiness, and love stories. Making partner at her law firm at 34, she has no time for anything or anyone else, and certainly no respect for those who choose love over work. That is until she wakes up in Heart Springs, her own personal hell. Good news, she's not dead. She's been magically transported to a small town straight from out of the Hallmark Channel, complete with the meddling mayor, seasoned festivals, and friendly townsfolk. Cam can't stand it, but in order to make it back to her real life, she has to fulfill 3 tasks. Foremost among them, experience true love. It seems impossible, but anything's possible with a change of heart. This kind of gives me somewhat of fall vibes. That was kind of my mistake, but I just loved the cover. And we love Fallon Ballard. I actually think she is genuinely more of a fall kind of gal. Like, all of her books always have the cutest covers, always set in small town. I have actually read all of her books during the fall season, but you know what? Figured why not? This just released, I believe, so I was so thankful. I went to the store the other day and this was like the only copy, and I was like, I can't believe it. I had it in like my list on Amazon to like purchase like whenever it got released, and I saw this and it was the only copy. I'm like, you know what? I don't care what I get. This is coming home with me. All of her books I've rated like a 4-star, 5-star, so I'm so excited to read this one. You guys know a lot of my recommendations are romance books. I do get into thrillers a little bit more towards like the October fall season, but I'm so excited. And again, if you guys have read these books, please let me know without spoilers what you guys thought of the book, or if there's just other books you want me to add. Like I said, I may get to all of these, I may add or delete. It all kind of just depends, but yes, this is what I kind of want my August TBR to be. We have What Happens in Amsterdam. I saw this one and I immediately ate it up. This is by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I've never actually read her, Falling in love with your husband is anything but convenient in the steamy romance. Danny Dorfman has somehow made it to her 30s without knowing what she wants to do with her life. So when an office romance ends poorly and leads to her getting fired, she applies for a job in Amsterdam, idly dreaming of escaping the mess she's created but never imagining she'll actually get to it. Except she does, and by the end of her first week in Amsterdam, she's never felt more adrift or alone. Then she crashes her bike into her high school ex-boyfriend, and suddenly life is blossoming with opportunities.
So we didn't learn. We didn't learn from last time. So!
Dr. Van Leeuwen was a Dutch exchange student. Sorry if I said that wrong. As a Dutch exchange student, Danny's family hosted a forbidden love that ended in a painful breakup. Years later, there is still some chemistry between them, and okay, maybe a little animosity. More important, Wilder needs to be married to inherit a gorgeous family home on a canal, and when Danny's job falls apart, she needs a visa to stay in the country. As a marriage of convenience pushes them together in unexpected ways, Danny must decide whether her new life is yet another mistake, or if it's worth taking a risk on a second chance. Again, maybe I'm picking the wrong books. This seems so fall-like. It seems so cute. Hello, we always love that trope, like the convenient trope. Marriage for convenience, dating for convenience, you know, the fake dating. We all love that. But this seems so cute, and we love steamy romances. Am I the only one that does not mind spice? I know a lot of people cannot stand a ton of spice.
What's going on? There's so much porn!
Of course, now if there's a book that has literally like 6-7+ pages of spice and like they're not getting to anything else besides that, I can't do that. The cover, hello. I love reading books that are like set in different like areas except for like the US. It's so cute. Plus I'm sure there's gonna be a little bit of like Dutch in this book. It's always nice to like learn new languages. Next up, we have Sunny Side Up by Katie Serino. This, again, I love like my New York setting vibes. We all love Summer in a City. I just finished that up and oh my god. And especially this one, I love how my last like book vlog, I said I hated big like bulky hardcover books, but because this was like set in New York, I was like, you know what, I have to buy it. It gives me such summer vibes. Again, if you guys know, I love Gossip Girl, so anything that's set in New York. I've never been to New York, but this just makes me feel like I'm transported in that. It says Sunny Green is a 35, recently divorced, facing the looming prospect of going solo to her little brother's wedding, and currently trying to find anything plus size in the Bergdorf Goodman swimsuit department that doesn't make her want to cry. It's not going well, but isn't rock bottom the perfect place to start a climb? She decides it's now or never. Sunny has her PR empire, her gorgeous Chelsea apartment, her 2 dogs, and her loyal best friends. Maybe it's just time to love her body and accept herself for who she is. With a new commitment to confidence, her journey begins. Who says a plus-size divorcee can't put herself first, feel beautiful, and date upon a storm? Of course, things are never straightforward in the dating world. Is fate knocking at her door with Dennis, the charming and down-to-earth mailman, or should she be with Ted, the business tycoon who seems ready to make her size-inclusive swimsuit brand a reality? And what should she do about her ex who shows up unexpectedly eager to reconnect? With the same candor and confidence her followers love, Katie Serino brings to Sunny Green a Carrie Bradshaw for the next generation in her journey through the trials and triumphs of dating, friendship, and finding herself. I think this seems so adorable. It's about time that there's a lot of inclusivity when it comes to, again, body positivity in books, or just in general when there's like LGBTQ community books, or just in general Black positivity, all of that. I just think it is so important to have inclusivity in books, and I'm so excited. This is my first book reading Katie Serino. So excited. Plus, again, like just like Sex and the City and Gossip Girl and all of those books, again, New York, I'm so excited. This next up, we have The Love Haters by Catherine Center. Again, never read this author, but I thought the book cover was adorable. But this one seems so cute, and I love a good rom-com, so I'm so excited. This one says it's a thin line between love and love hating. Katie Vaughn has been burned by love in the past. Now she may be lighting her career on fire. She has 2 choices: wait to get laid off from her job as a video producer, or her coworker Cole's request. Take a career-making gig profiling Tom Hutchison, a Coast Guard rescue swimmer in Key West. The catch? Katie's not exactly qualified, and she cannot swim, but pretends that she can. Already picture where this is going. Stand by. Plus, Cole and Hutch are brothers, and they don't get along. Next up, Paradise. But Paradise is messier than it seems, as Katie gets entangled with Hutch, the most scientifically good-looking man she has ever seen, but maybe a bit of love-hater. Along with his colorful Aunt Rue and his rescue Great Dane, she gets trapped in a lie. Or two. Swim lessons, helicopter flights, Congo lines, drinking contests, hurricanes, and stolen kisses ensue, along with the chance to tell the truth, to face old fears, and to be truly brave at last. This seems so cute. I feel like these summer reads have more than just like a romance trope. A lot of it is like finding yourself, being body positivity, just like really finding yourself. I think that's so important as like you get older. Like, of course, love like matters and you want to find a partner, but to like find a hobby, like make sure your work is good, make sure you love your life and yourself while loving somebody else. I think these tropes are so perfect. If I'm not like laugh crying or just crying or laughing just in general when it comes to a book or just reacting in general, I don't want to read it. So just have a few more left, so I'm so excited. Also have Emily Henry. Guys, I already told you how I feel about Emily Henry, but we decided we're just gonna read this one, which is A Great Big Beautiful Life. And I heard this one is kind of somewhat very different from her other books, but Emily Henry is such very cutesy when it comes to the summer. Go into just like a lot of backstory when it does come to books. I know hers are very super fast-paced, cutesy. Also, when she does like different dual like timelines, it sometimes gets confusing. It's new to it, maybe I'll reread her books and see how I feel. And this one's A Great Big Beautiful Life. Alice Scott is an internal optimist still dreaming of her big writing break. Peyton Anderson is a Pulitzer Prize winning human thundercloud. And as they both on a balmy little crescent island for the same reasons, to write their biography of a woman no one has seen in years, or at least to meet with the octogenarian?
When do it become...
Who claims to be the Margaret Ives, tragic heiress, former tabloid princess, and daughter of one of the most storied scandalous families of the 20th century. When Margaret invites them both for a 1-month trial period, after which she'll choose the person who'll tell her story, there are 3 things keeping Alice's head in the game. 1, Alice genuinely likes people, which means people genuinely like Alice, and that she has a whole month to win the legendary woman over. 2, she is ready for the job and a chance to impress her should know that word unimpressed family with a serious publication. 3, Hayden Anderson, who should have no reason to be concerned about losing this book, is glowering at her shaken to the core ways suggested to see her as competition. But the problem is Margaret is only giving each of them pieces of her story. Pieces that they cannot swap to put together because of an ironclad NDA and an inconvenient yearning pulsing between them every time they're in the same room. And it's becoming abundantly clear that their story, just like the tale Margaret's spinning, could be a mystery, a tragedy, or a love ballad, depending on who's telling it. And that is exactly why I do like her, Emily Henry, because there is just a lot of substance when it does come to her books. I feel like there's a lot that these characters go through and learn about themselves. And if I can laugh, cry, you know, show emotion in a book, it means it's a very good book. So I can't wait to show you that one. This one is called Malibu Summer. This one has been on my TBR for literally so long. It is by Libby Gill. Never heard of her, but you know, that is the whole point of reading, is finding new authors. Lose yourself in this opposites attract romance set on a sunny Malibu hillside. Ivy Bauer is a young, brilliant soil scientist and inventor of a game-changing organic irrigation system. This kind of gives me Allie Hazelwood vibes, because she's like very sciencey, so this one's like more of like the other side of science, like more earth and all of that. So I'm so excited to see like where this goes. She's on top of the world when suddenly her husband is killed on a biking accident. Okay, hello mystery. Getting to space degree, she takes a summer job as a gardener in Malibu. Conrad Reed is a wealthy Hollywood has-been who, after the death of his wife... Damn, is this gonna be depressing? Colin Reed is a wealthy Hollywood has-been, so after the death of his wife, feels overwhelmed by the care of his anxious stepson Hudson, massive cliffside estate, and deteriorating career. He hopes Ivy will help take at least one thing off his plate, but the bossy, opinionated Ivy isn't making things any easier for him. Sparks fly, and not in the good kind. Oh shoot, does she like set his house on fire? I'm joking. When the Ivy finds the key to the Hudson's heart, Conrad's own heart begins to melt as well, and then the sparks fly, ones that kindle the best kind of love affair. Wait, this sounds so interesting. I love a good little cutesy mystery. I mean, it's not like a mystery, but There's a lot going on, and I'm so excited to kind of see like where this is, because again, summer read. Anything that has summer in the title, of course I'm gonna read it in the summer. Next up, we have My Best Friend's Honeymoon. This has been sitting, I think it was right next to The Great Big Beautiful Life when I was like checking out at Barnes. So this seemed so interesting. Like, so this one, again, never heard of this author, Meryl Wilsoner, but I thought this seemed so cute. That sometimes to find a happily ever after, you just have to ask. Elise Hoffman has been engaged to her college boyfriend for 1.5 years. Ginny Holtz has been in love with Elise for almost 1.5 decades. When Elise discovers her fiance already planned their wedding and honeymoon as a surprise, she's expected to be in a white dress in 7 days. She swiftly realizes she let herself become too comfortable with the future she never wanted. She breaks things off and a week later is on a plane to the Caribbean for her non-refundable honeymoon with her best friend Ginny instead. Oh no. Ginny thinks it's high time Elise learns how to speak for herself, so they make a deal with her. For the next week, Elise can have whatever she wants, whenever, wherever, however, and whenever she wants it, as long as she asks. They never expected Elise to want them. Starts choosing activities and taking selfies turns into toe-curling kisses and much, much more. But what happens when the honeymoon is over? Mary Wilson's My Best Friend's Honeymoon is not only about learning to ask for what you want, but for the happiness you deserve. Wait, this actually kind of seems so cute and interesting at it right now, and it just so cute. I don't know why I keep saying so cute, but it genuinely is so cute. Lastly on our TBR, once again, my TBR for August is super subjective. I may either delete some of these books, not get to them. Maybe I'll DNF one. I don't know. I'm going to add a few more. Who knows? Again, I love to read, especially in the summer, especially going on vacation. So I definitely will be reading these books. So a few days ago, it's called The Summer of Yes by Courtney Walsh. I read the back of the book in the store and absolutely ate it up. This kind of gives me Gossip Girl vibes, or just says sometimes you're busy writing other people's stories that you lose the plot of your own. Wasn't how Kelsey Worthington's day was supposed to go. She wasn't supposed to be picking up Starbucks for her swarmy boss. She wasn't supposed to get hit by a car that jumped the curb. She wasn't supposed to wake up in a hospital room next to Georgina Taste, the legendary matriarch of New York City businesswomen. Georgina is a confident businesswoman whose years of shouldering her way into boardrooms and making her voice heard has made her into a too far outspoken for the faint of heart. But now when Georgina's failing kidneys force her to face some big regrets about the way she's lived her life, the two women recognize they share a common thread. Maybe it's time to confront a few things they must ask themselves. What if I said yes to everything I've always said no to? With Georgina and her companion, Kelsey soon finds herself doing things she's never done before. Eating street food, swimming in the ocean, making for Georgina with the help of Georgina's handsome son, and writing her own romances, both in book form and in real life. So begins the Summer of Yes. So adorable. I don't know if you guys remember that there was a movie that was out there. It was about like parents and children where like they both had to like start saying yes to certain things. To like, I believe it was like the children said, hey, if you keep saying yes to everything. Parents were like, if you say yes to everything, like something will happen and we'll go on a trip or whatever. This kind of gives me the same vibe, except this one's more romancy. I just love the cover. Once again, these summer books have been eating it up with, I don't know who these cover book designers are, but they're so cute. Hello, they're so colorful. I'm telling you, this is a massive stack of books. And I'm telling you right now, these are some of my like new favorite books. I don't know what it is about summer, but I constantly love to read. There's always new releases. And there's just something how I feel when it comes to summertime and romance. In the fall, I always kind of love the mysteries and like the sad like little romances, and then in the winter time you start to get back to being like happy. I don't know, it's just how I feel about my book like choices. If you guys do have any other recommendations of different genres or other authors or just something completely different, I always want to know what you guys are reading. What I love to do is just learning different authors and seeing what other stories are out there. I find it so much more fun than like TV show recommendations. Of course, you guys know I love to read versus TV. I will rewatch Gossip Girl every day. That is our August TBR. I know this was a long-winded video. Let me know if you guys like when I read the back of books. I know I do talk fast, and I am trying to get more into like vlogging and showing you guys more of my daily life and reading. It's my August TBR, so I just wanted to show you guys those recommendations, and we'll obviously let you know towards the end of August if I end up reading all of them or adding more. But thank you guys so much. If you guys have not subscribed, please do. I can't wait to show you guys more of what the channel is going to be. I can't wait to vlog more, show more lifestyle, maybe put some fashion in here. I'm trying to do like at least 1 or 2 videos a week on this channel, maybe once a week, just depending on like what I want to do. So if you guys do have any book recommendations, like video ideas, please leave them below, or do different different style of editing, please let me know. I try to do the best that I can. I just like want to have fun with this channel, so even if it gets 5 views. Either way, thank you so much, and I will see you guys in the next video.